I'm Brent Herman with the Catamaran Company, and today we're with Captain George Ventura on the Gemini hull number 1067. George just brought the boat down a couple weeks ago from the manufacturer in Annapolis, Maryland at Performance Cruising. I just had a few questions for George about his trip, and just kind of let him do the intro on the rigging of the boat when he got there, and what he found as far as the sailing characteristics, and hopefully answer some questions that have been a myth around surrounding this boat for quite some time. Go ahead, George.
Well, most of all, I'm used to bigger. That's a big question. Bigger catamarans than this. So I was very pleasantly surprised. We got to Annapolis. The boat had just been launched. Everybody there knows very well what they're doing. We watched the rigging being set up, the commissioning of the boat,
the mast being put on.
Yes,
okay.
We were there shortly after the boat was launched, and they have it down. The people at Performance Cruising, they definitely have it down. We went for a sea trial, and I was very well impressed with the sailing abilities of the Gemini. It performs in light winds, in a bit stronger breeze. We've easily, especially with the Screecher, which is a head sail option. If you get 20 knots of wind, you're easily making 2-digit speeds.
That's very interesting, because I know a lot of people were interested in that particular option for this boat, and whether or not it made a huge difference. So you're saying it does make a huge difference?
I wouldn't have this boat without it.
Interesting comments.
And other positive things about the boat, the dagger boards. It's one of the features, of course, but few people realize how well it improves, or how much it improves the windward performance, how much closer to the wind you get by the proper use of the dagger boards. And the rig itself, it's pretty easy to maneuver. And there are a couple of other things I liked a lot, which is the spreaders that are not swept aft. That means that when you're downwind, you can let your main all the way out, unlike most catamarans that have a shorter angle when you're on a dead run. And you have a backstay, adjustable, for people more racing and tune-minded. It's another tool. It's another tool to tweak your sail trim. And
does this boat need a lot of trimming while underway, or is it pretty much you set it and go?
No. Well, the level of trimming that a boat needs, it relates to the crew.
Right, I understand. Well, you brought this boat, you came down to Chesapeake Bay, and then take us from there.
From the Chesapeake Bay, we had the option of going the intercoastal or not, but we decided weather-wise and time-wise, I decided to go outside, so we went into the Atlantic. We had pretty stiff breezes. She handled very well, took care of herself.
What were the seas?
The seas about, I'd say, 6 feet to 7 feet, and we were into the wind, and we were still making a creditable speed. Bit of noise, but it's a boat on the water.
All right. As far as that goes, once you went outside and you encountered those 6-foot seas, because that's one of the main things about a Gemini. Most people consider it a coastal cruiser, and George had shared with me in a previous conversation that he wouldn't have any problem going out in a new one.
No, I can say that. I've crossed the Atlantic 19 times. I would do it in this boat. I wouldn't have a problem doing it in a Gemini 105. It's, as far as I'm concerned, she's a seaworthy offshore vessel.
I know a lot of people consider these coastal cruisers because of the dagger boards. You know, you have an 18 that's draft, and also that when you do swing them down, you can point directly a little bit better into the wind. So, you know, with that being said, a lot of people use them for the Bahamas and down in the Keys. You know, George has got 160,000 miles logged, so he has the credibility of obviously making that dissertation from them. A couple of other points, George. You know, how long did it take you to get down here to Fort Lauderdale, the whole trip?
The whole trip was 12 days. Because it involved stopping as well. We didn't do as much sail. We did a lot of motoring, and that's another good point, is the fact that this boat, despite being fitted with just a single engine, which is not common in catamarans, right? But that single engine, it does is all what an auxiliary engine should do. It has the propulsion for everything you need, and it's very, very economical. And it still can move the boat. It still can help the boat to weather. other clever details. You were saying, I'm sorry, I went ahead of myself there. You were asking from the days and the stopovers, right? 12 days.
Yeah, and just give us a good feel for what a trip like that is, because most of our viewers will be taking that trip at one point or another if they own a Gemini.
You can make it with a Gemini with the option of having 18 inches draft. You can go anywhere this trip can take you. You can spend 2 months coming down here if you want and cruise at your pace. You have a million places to pull up. You have the whole Intracoastal Pamlico Sound, all that. We went into Hatteras just because I had the opportunity to sail on a boat with a shallow draft. It's not a place that any boat can go in. But like I said, you can do it, if you're in a rush, you can do it directly, and you can be from Annapolis to the Bahamas on this boat in 7 days.
Interesting. How many people came with you on this trip?
It was me and the crew.
Okay. As far as the dimensions of the boat, you made mention of being 34 feet, it had very spacious accommodations for you. Can you share that with us?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I say that I wouldn't have a problem sailing this boat across the Atlantic. It's precisely the storage space, that there is a lot of storage for a boat and a lot of volume for a boat this length overall. It's pretty impressive. The layout of the cabins works just fine, and there is plenty of storage room and more extra space for extra storage. That's a big plus.
As far as performance issues with loading a boat down, of doing any type of cruising, can you share with us what exactly you guys had on board? Because I noticed the fridge, that we get some questions when people inquire on the site. How big is the refrigerator? How much stuff do I need? On a 12-day trip, can you share that with us? What you guys brought?
What we brought,
as far as food and how much weight that you brought? Did you bring
we
scuba
didn't,
tanks with
we
you?
didn't, no, we didn't. And the boat having just been launched, there is a whole list of items that cruisers usually fit on a boat that we didn't. We didn't even have a shore power cable. So of course it will reflect on the performance, but few persons would buy a new boat and then not add on. You have your generators, your ACs, your water makers, the comforts, but people should always be aware that that will come at the cost of a heavier, less performant boat.
Even being at the manufacturer, you probably saw how they installed the AC units and different generator ideas and things like that.
Yes.
Okay. Again, we're sitting here with Captain George Ventura of Meridian Yacht Services, and he's done a few deliveries for us, the Catamaran company that is. I'll include his details at the bottom of this video when we're done, and you can contact George with any other questions on the Gemini performance at all, and or have him help you with any cruising needs that you might have if you're moving your boat or need it moved. Please feel free to give me a call. Again, Brent Herman at the Catamaran company, if you have any additional questions on this boat or any others that we have listed. Thank you.
Thank you.